Visual. The photos here show the horrific destructive force of battleship flames and smoke coming from Pearl Harbor as U.S. Navy sailors fight to escape the burning scene. Workers from the harbor port try to save themselves as chaos erupts across all docked ships. Narration. On the morning of December 7, 1941, the Empire of Japan executed an unexpected military invasion against Pearl Harbor in Hawaii. The Pacific Fleet sustained massive damage, while 2,400 American service members lost their lives because of the attack. The Japanese aggression forced America into participating in World War II while sparking nationwide emotions of terror and fierce rage. The military strike created consequences that reached well past military installations. The attack brought about a national wave of doubt, which turned into racial discrimination, mainly affecting Japanese Americans. More than 120,000 loyal Japanese American citizens who showed no evidence of espionage or sabotage became seen as enemies of national security despite their innocence. Wintrobe, 2023. The burning ships in this photograph mark both a critical battle event and the start of an internal national crisis. Academic historians acknowledge that this scene of smoke, along with destruction, marked the beginning of terrible civil rights violations when Japanese Americans were forced into internment camps. Trust transformed into fear as a result of the Pearl Harbor attack. During this sudden period, Americans started viewing their longtime community members, together with business owners and Japanese descent native children, as potential threats. The public demanded action through sustained pressure from both politicians and sensational media outlets. The order was made within months of the call for Executive Order 9066, which grew from racist hysteria rather than actual security concerns. Wintrobe, 2023. During this moment, America witnessed the rapid displacement of justice by fear, which emphasizes the significance of constitutional rights protection during emergencies. Visual. An image scan shows President Franklin D. Roosevelt signing Executive Order 9066 along with its official government seal. Narration. On February 19, 1942, President Franklin D. Roosevelt authorized Executive Order 9066 as national protection in the 10 weeks following the Pearl Harbor attack. The U.S. military received permission to create military zones on American soil and could move anyone from these zones to defend national security. Anderson and Seltzer, 2023. Despite using neutral language, the order gave authority to the military, which both sides used to target Japanese American people. One legal order launched the start of civil rights violations on a massive scale. The government separated 120,000 people of Japanese descent and removed 2/3 of them from their homes, as they were American citizens alongside non-American Japanese individuals. Anderson and Seltzer, 2023. They needed to go to relocation camps, but had just a short time to take only the belongings they could carry. Through the visual of the signed executive order, viewers grasp that a government decision for national defense can severely impact the lives of people within a nation. Even though officials briefly tried to portray their order for military protection, the government never found any evidence of Japanese Americans engaging in espionage or terrorism. Racial hatred, along with war panic, helped create Executive Order 9066 rather than actual security threats. Visual. This photo shows how evacuation notices appeared on California buildings. Narration. Authorities notified families that they needed to vacate within only 2 days. People were forced to take their possessions only in hand. Wilk, 2021. Most people had to abandon their home belongings and never return to them. Visual. Many Japanese American families stood in line at Santa Anita racetrack facilities. Narration. During their journey to permanent incarceration facilities, many families lived temporarily in horse barn facilities at racetracks. Conditions were overcrowded and unsanitary. Visual. Map of internment camps across the U.S. Narration. The United States government moved Japanese Americans into 10 permanent relocation camps scattered within the inland regions. The U.S. government transformed empty camps into detention facilities that kept Japanese Americans as inmates for extended periods of 2 years and 3 years. Wilk, 2021. Visual: photographs of barracks, school classrooms, and internees working. Narration: even under challenging circumstances, internees built a regular daily life. They established teaching facilities and started newspapers as they worked both in agricultural fields and retail stores. When surrounded by barbed wire, the individuals kept seeing the unfair treatment they received as prisoners. Visual: portrait of Fred Korematsu. Narration: in 1944, Fred Korematsu not only refused internment orders, but he took his case to court to show that Executive Order 9066 was invalid. In a surprising verdict, the Supreme Court accepted internment as an essential military measure, even though people condemned it later. Visual: the photo above shows a large crowd of internees leaving camps. Narration: during this time, the government authorities ended the existence of these camps when World War II ended. After returning home, they found their belongings wiped out and taken by others. Locals felt the effects of internment long after being released from camps. Visual: President Reagan signed the Civil Liberties Act. Narration: over extended periods of action, the U.S. government issued its official apology and began paying compensation to those who were interned. The Civil Liberties Act of 1988 required the U.S. government to recognize its interned people because of racial prejudice and political errors during the 1980s. Conclusion: when World War II started, the U.S. handled Japanese citizens poorly, which remains among the darkest events in American history. This event demonstrates that when people are filled with bias, they lose the fundamental rights of others around them. Free constitutional rights need to stay protected even during emergencies. The tale shows how Japanese Americans endured hardship during difficult times, yet regained their power to reconstruct their community.